Hello, hello there, my crafty friends. It is Candy here from sweetstamper.com, and I'm here with your weekly simple and stepped up stamping. We are going to be doing our hashtag simple stamping project today, and Stampin' Up releases every month a fresh challenge with hashtag simple stamping. And this month it is stamps, ink, and paper with a thank you. So we're gonna go just stamps, ink, and paper, and then we're gonna step it up just a little bit, and we're gonna use some really warm autumn colors, and I think it's gonna be fun. Hey Barb, I'm glad you're here. Today is a big day for those of us in the Stampin' Up world as demonstrators because our on-stage event starts tonight. It is a virtual event this year, and on stage is the Stampin' Up annual conference. So lots of things in store for us. And although it's virtual, I have, there's 5 of us here in San Antonio that are going to, from my team, and we are renting a suite at a hotel, and we're gonna just enjoy it together. So I'm super excited about that. If you are not yet a demonstrator, this is the best time to join. We have a phenomenal joining special right now. It's only $75, and you choose $125 of whatever you want on your starter kit. So yeah. $50 free, free shipping, free paper pumpkin. Yeah, it's like there is not even a reason not to. It's just jump in and enjoy the ride. Hey Laura, I'm glad you're here. When you join now, you stay active automatically until April. And that means you get in on the spring catalog, which we're gonna be seeing tonight. And so you get in on all these, I don't know about you, but I always like being, I like to know about things ahead of time. I like to be in the know. I want to see all those pretty new things that are coming out. So that is super fun, and I'm very excited. Okay, because I still have packing to do, my ride's coming at 4:30, I got to get with the program. So let's bring the camera down, and let's do some simple stamping with cinnamon cider today. Okay, hopefully my ducks are in a row. The last time I was with you, I had major mishaps with Facebook. So I'm hoping that we are all on a good level playing field today. Make sure, oh yeah, we're in camera, very good, okay. Very good, I've got my little hot light here. Okay, I'm gonna be using this beautiful, hey Jackie and Gail, welcome. I'm using Hand-Penned Petals. This is a great stamp set for simple stamping. All those beautiful floral images. And then there's my thanks right there, and then some other really nice greetings. Now, sometimes I can't always get it to work, but when I have a die set that will all fit on one page, and I have stamps that will all fit on one page, I do like to store them this way. I find it just simplifies my storage in my life. So, but I do put my label always for my dies with the number of dies, because I'm always going to count them before I close this up to make sure if I have a missing die, it's easier to find it at that point than, 2 weeks later when I go to reach for the stamp set again. And, our stamp sets always have the number printed on them on the cover, which is super helpful. So, hey, Gail and Gail, I'm so glad you are both here. Okay, we are going to use, what did I do with my cinnamon cider cardstock? Did I not bring it over here? Okay, it's already started. Candy is scattered. But I did do a bunch of cooking this morning for my hubby since I'm going to be gone. Let me get my cinnamon cider. Here we go. We are going to, let me just get my trimmer out. This is going to be a layer. And because I'm going to be at the hotel for a few days, hey Gerald, and I'm glad you're here. I was getting my hubby all kitted out with lots of goodies. I made beans and cornbread for lunch today. It's, definitely feeling like autumn here in San Antonio. I am a from scratch cook, and that's the way I've always cooked my entire married life, and then factor in some dietary restrictions that my husband has, and it's just a lot simpler to make it than to try to negotiate all the labels. So we had beans and cornbread for lunch. I made a bunch of brown rice. I made some jacket potatoes. I've got like some basics in place for him to build some easy meals while I'm out of the house. Because truth be told, yeah, my husband does not cook. I don't know about yours, mine definitely does not. So I've only gotten him to make his own coffee in the last few years. Okay, I have a 5 1/4 by 4 inch layer. I'm going to use cinnamon cider cardstock and cinnamon cider ink. It's a super, super rich color. It's one of our in colors that we'll be retiring next year. And I think it's just gorgeous. It's really gorgeous for this time of year. And I do like it tone on tone. And I'm going to build 2 cards at the same time. Geraldine, I'm glad to hear you're going to be in town for Christmas. I would love to see you. We're going to be gone a little bit during Christmas, but not the whole time. So we need to connect and see when we can get together. We're going to go down to Florida and visit my husband's family. So we're excited about doing that. And I will share more of that to come. So look how pretty that is. Don't you think that's nice? Yeah, this is just my Drury Hotels notepad. That's where we're staying this weekend, my team members and I. It's where I hold my retreats here in San Antonio, and it's right off of Loop 1604 and Stone Oak. So in San Antonio, if you're familiar with San Antonio, it's very, very central. So basically here I'm just creating my own background paper. So if you don't have designer series paper, you can just make your own. So yeah, Drury is just really centrally located. I love the fact that you get 2 meals included with your stay. So that helps. And so there's 5 of us sharing a suite. Although one of our ladies is not going to stay overnight. She's just hanging out with us during the day. So again, I'm just using this beautiful, beautiful floral, kind of a floral spray. And I am using my piercing mat underneath. Anytime you're using the photopolymer stamps, you really need this underneath you. Okay, so that is done. And next, I have some cardstock pre-cut. Oh, I put it over here. I get dangerous. Okay, let's see. I think these are 4 inches. Oh, I'm getting ink on it, but I think it's going to be all right. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my thanks and I'm going to place it at one end of a 4 by 1 inch piece of Very Vanilla cardstock. So, I mean, this is just super, super simple stamping. And then I am going to ink my spray up again, and this time I'm going to stamp it off. And let's see, I think I want this part of the stamp more. There we go. So now I'm bringing that same image in to my little greeting tag. Okay. So I think my stamping is done for the most part. Isn't that pretty already? I think it's looking lovely just the way it is. But we are going to add, hey Sarah, I'm glad you are here. And yeah, the Drury is pretty awesome. They've been really good to us through the years. So like I said, next weekend, I'm doing a full weekend retreat from Thursday through Sunday with 61 ladies joining me. So I'm super excited about that. The Drury's going to see a lot of me, but yeah, so we have a good working relationship. Now I'm going to take an 11 by 4 1/4 piece of cardstock. This is just a half sheet of cardstock, but it's cut on to make it the long and not the short, or top fold as opposed to side fold. So let me just do these side by side. Because like I said, I've got to pack still. Well, I've got some of the packing done. You know, On Stage, we are not only going to see some of the new stamp sets, they've already sent us some of the new stamp sets. That is super exciting. But that means I've got those stamp sets I'm packing, and I've got my ink and all those kinds of things. And then because retreat is next weekend and I'm still finalizing some things, I've got a few retreat goodies that we like to spoil the ladies. So I have some things that I'm still finalizing. I'm going to take those with me because, you know, many hands make light work. Hey, Terry Lynn, I'm glad you're here, and Jill. So I figured I would just, you know, employ my roommates to help me finish up some projects. When you're making little what we call pillow gifts, little spoiling gifts for 61 people, it's a lot of projects. But I'm in home stretch, and it is just so much fun. Jill and Sarah and Terry Lynn, they're all on here today. They've all been to my retreats before, so they know exactly the excitement and the fun. So I've got On Stage this weekend, Creative Escape next weekend. There's a lot of fun stamping going on. Okay, now I have a card base of crumb cake, and then I have this lovely layer of cinnamon cider. Now, I'm going to take this one aside because I'm going to fancy that one up. I'm going to take just a little layer. This is 1 1/4 by 4, and this is cherry cobbler. Isn't that a beautiful color scheme? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach one of these so that I have just a little bit of that peeking out. So let's go ahead and attach this. And again, this is simple stamping. Stamps, ink, and paper. That is all that I am using on my first card. I'm going to fancy up the second one, but you know, there is a place for simple, super simple, and that is what this is. And it's where we all start. Hey, Simone, I'm glad you're here. Glad you're feeling well enough to join us. Now you see when I cut this at 4, I got one of these a little off, so I'm just going to shave that down a wee bit. And then I am going to pop this up on dimensionals, and then this is done, I think. I don't think I'm going to add anything else to it, as much as I would like to. I'm going to, what shall I say? I'm going to not be tempted to add, although I do think I could add a little something. So we might come back to add a little bit of cardstock to this one. But let's do the second one, our stepped up one, and let's see where we can go with it. So again, super simple stamping, but very, I mean, the Hand-Penned Petals is such an elegant set of images, and I love repeating patterns, and this just kind of does that for me. So let's do this other one, and let's glam it up a little bit, fancy it up a little bit, and see what we can do. I think a little bit of lace is going to maybe just be what I'm looking for. So let's try to get this mounted. And I've got a couple of different ribbons here to see what we can do. So I can either add a little bit of lace like so. This lace trim is so pretty. So I could do something like that, which I like a lot. If I want to go a little bit more glamorous and add some shine, let's see. You know, these things are challenging for me to get into. I don't know about anybody else, but these ribbon things, Lord have mercy. Sometimes I can spend 5 minutes and end up in a heap of frustration. There has to be an easier way. And I usually use my scissors, but I'm always paranoid that I'm going to end up cutting the ribbon. So if anybody has any tips on how to get these, and then I start using my scissors like this, and I'm afraid I'm going to cut myself. Part of it is I just don't have a lot of patience because I'm like, I want to stamp. I don't want to be sitting here opening something. I want to just get on with it and stamp. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, 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 ay. Okay. Still no. I think there's a little tear there. Okay. Now this I thought it might be too much. Let's just see. I think the vanilla is so pretty. Oh, that's strong. It's very pretty, but I'm gonna lean towards the vanilla. So let's just wrap this. Maybe we'll wrap it more around the top part. No, we'll wrap it down towards the bottom. The nice thing is we're going to wrap this all the way around, which means we can move it around the way we want to move it. I think I'm going to tie it on the left side because my thanks is going to be on the right side. So this is that Very Vanilla lace trim, and I think it is a must-have for your stash. If you do not have this, you're going to want to add it to your order. Hey, Melissa, I'm glad you're here today. So let's just see what happens when we add a little bit of vanilla ribbon, and then let's just pop, I'm just going to pop it there. I'm not even going to try to cover. I could try to, oh, well, let's see. Maybe oh, look at there. Let's just tuck it under. Oh, I think I like that even better. Oh, I think we just found it. So instead of putting that up on dimensionals, I'm going to put that right down like so. And then my other little kind of stepping it up a little bit, I have some of those in color gems. I think they're called square gems, and they're really sweet. I like them because look at that tone on tone. I love it. I love it. I'm going to do one at that flower and one on that flower, and that gives just a little bit of, it gives a little bit of shine when you have it in the light, but it's still really subtle, so it doesn't, it's not too much. I think it's actually just right. Okay, so let's, there's, Melissa is here, and she's always my design partner on Facebook Live. I love her input. Well, let's see. Now, whenever your seal doesn't want to engage right away, you just get out your silicone mat, and I'm telling you, it's like magic. It engages it every single time. Okay, I'm talking and I think I'm spitting on my card, but never mind. Okay, so we're going to pop that in just like so. I think I'm straight. I like it. And then I'm going to secure the knot here with a glue dot. And that's going to make sure that it stays where it's supposed to stay. So again, super, super simple. I think I'm out of camera range. I need to come up this way, I think. No. Yes. Okay. Let's get a mini glue dot. A lot of my stuff is already packed, so I was looking around for another adhesive kit to use. So there's my stepped up. Now let's come back to our simple card because I think we could do a little bit more. Plus, I want to do a little bit of stamping on the inside. So let's see what we can do here by, let's see. You know, this paper, this cotton paper is really fun to work with. So let's just see, because we're using Stampin' Ink paper only, let's see what we can do by adding a little bit more paper. Let's just make a couple of thin strips here and see what we can come up with. I've got one there, and isn't simple stamping fun? There's a place for all the bells and whistles, and there's a place for super simple. So let's see what Candy can do. This ribbon, what is cool about this is that, and I kept it really, really subtle. This will curl, just like curling ribbon. Look at that. This is the new cotton paper from Eden's Garden, and it will just make little ribbon curls for you. So I'm thinking I might be able to, let's see. Total experiment, folks. But let's see. It's live TV, and that is just kind of the way to do it. What do you think about that little Do we like that little curl? I think part of it is it's a little bit too thick. It's a little bit too wide. So let's just narrow it down. Or maybe we will just narrow down the ends and keep the other part solid because it's easier to stick down. Let's see. I kind of like it. I kind of like it. What do we think? Oh, yay or nay? Yay or nay on my little curl? I'll have to figure out where to put it if we're going to put it. I'm waiting for somebody to weigh in. Now the other thing I could do with this is I could make like a little mini tassel. Let's see. We could do just a little mini tassel. Oh, I think that might be the ticket. Let's just do a little mini tassel. I think the other is a little bit too bulky, and we'll just curl it a little bit because this stuff really, really curls. What do we think? Do we like the little tassel, or is it too much? Is it too strong a color? What do we think? Should I just leave it alone? Yay or nay? I'm going to wait till you like the curl, but it needs to be looser. Yeah. Yeah, let's see. I think maybe like so. What do we think? I will wait to on top to the left. Okay, so maybe up here. Yeah, not with the thanks, but up here. And let's just see if maybe we can make this other one kind of come into play. If we want to add a second one. And then I got to run. I'm trying to watch my time. Like I said, I'm still packing for tonight. Getting all my ducks in a row. They're giving us a private concert tonight, which is going to be really cool. So what they did last year is we had a private concert with Pat Benatar and her husband. This time we're getting some of the finalists from, I think it's from America's Got Talent or one of those shows. So because this is a virtual event, you know, they're in a studio and they're recording just a live event just for us. So it's actually really cool. Okay, so Kathy says no, and Simone likes both, and I'm inclined to just leave it and leave well enough alone and just go with super, super simple. Yeah, I think I just need to leave it alone. Now, I could add just a little. Oh, now what do we think about that? Just a little piece right down there, so we add just a little bit of color. I kind of like that. I think that might be the ticket. Instead of curls, because we already have all those florals, I kind of like that. So I think I'm going to try just cutting this to fit at 4 inches. I've got my little mini chopper over here. And that is going to allow me to pop that right under there like so. Yeah, so, okay, so now I think we have found it. Now I think sometimes you just kind of have to mess with it a little bit. Sometimes if something's a good idea, it's not a great idea. And I think it was just, it's too, I think the kind of curly thing was a little bit too rustic. Because although this is simple, it's actually quite elegant with the artwork that is in the Hand-Penned Petals and with my really neutral color scheme. So let's see if I can tuck that in so that it lines up. Since this little piece is already on and it's on dimensional, so that's allowing me to tuck that under. And see, this is why I love it when you guys speak up. ooh, I've got one more idea that might be really cool. Might be really fun. I kind of like that. Just tuck that in like so. I do like that. I like that little pop of color, I think, is the main thing that I like about that. Yeah, the strip of green, Jackie, yeah. It really, really kind of brings it all in to focus. Let me grab this. Let me show you one more thing we could do. We're not going to because I've already stuck that down, but I think would be kind of a fun thing as well. And that is another thing you can do with this cotton paper is you can make like a little pleat. So what we could do, and this is going back to my sewing days. My mother sewed everything I made growing up, and then I sewed a lot up until I had my third child. And then, because I made all my maternity clothes, made a lot of clothes for my kiddos, and then I cried uncle because I was homeschooling 3 kids by then. My husband's in ministry, and we had, by then we were in England, and we lived in the parsonage, and it was right next door to the church, and I had people coming in and out of my house all the time. Okay, so here is a little, see how we could do some kind of a little pleat, but we'd have to think about that. And that's just another way to do it. We will not do it today. Okay, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Simple and stepped up stamping using Hand-Penned Petals. You know, this is actually a great stamp set, even if you don't have the dies. Just the stamps are beautiful. Now the dies really take it up to the next level because they will cut out all those, plus give you lots of other cool, cool dies. So, and I will just tell you that the dies are in the seasonal sale that's coming up on November the 16th. So bear that in mind. The die sets from the annual catalog will be in the sale. So the stamp set's $22. The dies are $30, but they will be 30% off, $9 off. That's a really good savings. So something to think about with the sale coming up next week. That is it for today. Thank you so very much for tuning in. And let me just show you, because I was talking about my team, and this is my team logo. I'm trying to not be, I'm trying to be discreet here. But this is my team logo. So my team is the Southern Sweet Stampers. And you know, online I'm Sweet Stamper because my name is Candy. And we in the southern part of the United States are renowned for hospitality. And so we are the Southern Sweet Stampers. We welcome people. We have open hearts and we have open arms, and we welcome people. We invite people in and say, come and sit for a while. Come and sit down. I'll make you a glass of lemonade. I'll make you a cup of tea, and you just stay a while. And we're just going to hang out. We're going to stamp, and we're going to have fun. And so I've built a positive creative community. If you are not yet a demonstrator, I would love for you to reach out to me and let's talk. Let's talk about what it means to purchase that starter kit and really kind of expand your stamping journey. It is loads of fun, and there's absolutely no obligation at all. Thanks again for tuning in for Simple and Stepped Up Stamping. I will be back here again on Tuesday for Teach Me Tuesday, and we will see what we're going to be stamping on Tuesday. It'll be a lot of fun. Make sure you come back. Thanks so much for tuning in. Take care, and God bless.